music facts and trivia. Appreciate you being here. Today's video is on Waylon Jennings and Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash and Waylon Jennings, they used to play with Dynamite for fun during their early days in Nashville. Just a completely different time. It's no secret that both he and his friend Johnny Cash had severe drug problems in their younger years, and it was compounded by the fact that they lived together and encouraged those bad habits. I mean, they've admitted to spending over $1,000 a day on drugs at the peak of their addiction. During those early years in Nashville, they were barely getting by in a dingy apartment where most of their days were a haze of drug-fueled madness, where they wrote the occasional song. And in the 2024 book in Brian Fairbanks called Willie Waylon and the Boys, How Nashville Outsiders Changed Country Music Forever, he revealed that they had an incredibly, let's say, unique way of entertaining themselves. They would apparently blow up balls of black gunpowder with sticks of dynamite for amusement, in addition to many other activities that I'm sure they did not come up with when they were in their right minds, so to speak. Sounds unbelievable, and I don't know if I would even believe it if it wasn't for the fact that it was Johnny Cash and Waylon Jennings, which actually makes it pretty easy to believe. Sounds like something you'd read about in a make-believe book or movie. That's how they lived then, and has certainly shaped their respective outlaw images and reputations. There they were, blowing up balls of black gunpowder with sticks of dynamite for amusement, kicking down the door when one of them, home alone, latched it shut and passed out, using amphetamine and producing an effective equivalent to a half a dozen cups of coffee, all while trying to write songs, getting money in the bank. They alternately complained about their respective loves and claimed a reunion was just around the corner, with Cash later admitting the only woman who would talk to me is Betty Ford. Their lovers, Barbara, Jennings' third wife, and June Carter, Cash's girlfriend, moved into separate apartments downstairs and tried to keep the men's place tidy. They were essential. Man, you're the worst housekeeper I ever saw, Jennings had told Cash on move-in day. What have you been doing in the kitchen, fighting? I cook biscuits and gravy. Do me a favor, said Jennings, and don't ever cook me any. Can't imagine trying to keep those two in line, not even just a little bit. Two young country artists and future legends lived hard, to put it lightly, and the book also explains some of their other antics when it came to women and drugs. Carter would show up periodically to do the dusting and mopping, the place needed practically at the top of every hour. Mysteriously, Cash's amphetamines would always manage to spill into the toilet. Once, while enjoying a visit from Bob Dylan, Cash hid in a closet when June came to the door. But Johnny would neither return to his estranged wife nor give up on June Carter, who repeatedly declined to marry him, even once breaking things off for 5 minutes, just long enough to discover he had stolen her clothes and hidden them in a hotel room to keep her from leaving. Within weeks, Waylon's drug intake skyrocketed. 20 amphetamines a day was normal. 30 wasn't unusual. I'd hit the ground running. I never had a hangover because I never gave myself a chance. At true low points, John, down from 200 to 140 pounds, would become Cash, a Mr. Hyde to Johnny's Dr. Jekyll. That's when the man in black cut all the legs off the furniture for no reason, or tore apart his roommate's car looking for his hidden stash and then lied about it. One time Cash hallucinated he was an Indian flying through the woods, only snapping out of it when he discovered he was barefoot in a murky puddle. That Waylon, said the man in black, deflecting. He'll take a doorknob down if he thought it would taste good. It's really a wonder they made it out of their 20s in one piece, though their respective drug issues weren't something they really ever talked about. In a video from sometime in the late 80s or early 90s where Waylon admits they kicked their doors down a lot because of the nature of their aforementioned drug intake, though they never encouraged each other to take anything or shared anything with one another in terms of substances. He said, we kicked the door down a lot. You know, what's fun about me and him, though? In those days, we were both pretty well hooked on pills, but we honestly say we never gave each other drugs. Johnny added, never. We hid it. We thought we were hiding it from each other, but we never did. Waylon also joked that they tried to hide the drugs because they were trying to protect each other, but it was really no big secret. See, I knew he couldn't handle it, so I had to protect him. I think he's thinking about the same thing. Ultimately, both men were, thankfully, able to successfully kick their bad habits, and as they got older in an interview, Johnny goes on to say that he was a very fine biscuit maker, which Waylon agreed with, though he did point out that he got the bad end of the deal in terms of their roles in the apartment. Waylon was supposed to be the maid and clean everything, while Johnny was the chef, but they only ate every 2 weeks. Classic. I couldn't imagine. I mean, I'm an addict. I'm recovering, but I'm an addict myself, and I've been around a lot of heavy drinkers, and I can't imagine anything like this. I mean, I wasn't anything like this or around anybody like this. I couldn't have, this would have sobered me up right away. Please subscribe if you have not yet. Please like this video. I'd appreciate it. You guys have a great day. God bless you, and I'm praying for you.